I want to talk to you guys about the benefits of room gain when you have a loudspeaker that is substantial enough to take advantage of it. Hey folks, I'm Gene Delasello with Audioholics. So I just got back from Michael's house, youth man. Don Dunn and I went to his house to check out the new Arendal Sound 1528 tower speakers. We had a blast. I was very appreciative of the fact that Michael opened his home to us and we got to check out these speakers because he got his before I did. We had problems with customs getting our samples. So I said, you know what? I'm going to get some coverage of these products one way or the other. Went to his house, got a chance to help him set these up in 2-channel. Don and I just sat down and enjoyed and listened to these speakers. And yeah, it was fun. And here I am just kind of goofing to show you how big the center channel is. It is the biggest center channel that we've ever lifted. I think the center channel weighs about 180 something pounds, and it took 3 of us to put it in place. The Tower 8s weigh about 175 pounds a piece, if I believe correctly. And yeah, they are a substantial speaker. They're $9,500 a pair. They have 4 8-inch drivers. But I saw on the Arendal Facebook group where people were posting the spec that Arendal shows you of their speaker, and they were complaining that they see roll off of bass below 50 or 60 hertz. As you can see in that graph, it doesn't look like the speaker could produce lots of low end bass. But I wanted to clarify what this graph is showing you is a true anechoic response of the speaker. So there's no room gain at all involved in this measurement. And if you look really closely at this measurement, you'll notice that the slope of it is pretty shallow. It's not the typical 4th order slope that you get in a ported system. It's more like a 2nd order. And I wanted to show you Jay Iyagi's quasi-anechoic frequency response measurements. Jay is a great guy. He's got his own YouTube channel. He does reviews. And I asked if I could use his measurements because he got the 1528 Tower 8s and he took them outside. He measured them. He spent a lot of effort and he got really good results, very close to the manufacturer results. So I said, why reinvent the wheel? I'd rather not have to move the speaker outside. Let's just use his graphs here. And you could see, I just put a little arrow here to show you that his graph correlates pretty closely with the manufacturer's. The slope looks like it's about 12 dB per octave. And then when it gets in the upper 20 hertz range, there's a little extra gain from the port. Well, I wanted to see what this speaker would do in a real room. So when I measured in Michael's room, I took a measurement across 3 seats from both speakers playing. And you could see that before, when it was rolling off at 50 hertz and below in the anechoic response, in a real room, we're getting some serious output here, some serious bass extension. And this is with no EQ. This is just me setting up the speakers in the proper position, adjusting the distance between the front wall and the speakers to minimize speaker boundary interference. And I was pleased with the bass response we were getting in Michael's room. Michael's room is a really large room. It's a family room up into a kitchen, and there's hallways, so it acts like big bass traps. And as a result, you can get some deep extension here, as you're seeing in this graph here. And you can see the 3 dB point in his room at the main listening position is about 17 hertz. So that's a lot of bass extension out of a speaker that looked like, just from the anechoic response, that it rolled off at 50 hertz. And that's not the case. When you have a speaker or a subwoofer, let's say a sealed subwoofer, the high pass on that is usually the 2nd order response, whereas a ported system is usually 4th order response. And that's a real advantage when you have the ability to do a sealed system or to do a ported system that's tuned really low, like the Arendal Sound 1528 Tower 8. I believe the port tube on that is almost 2 feet long and it's 5.5 inches deep, and it's on the ground. It's on the bottom of the speaker. So it's tuned really low, and that speaker is tuned for bass extension. That's why the sensitivity is a little low. It's in the 89.5 dB instead of 93 dB like the 1723 Tower. So when you get a speaker that has substantial piston area and you have drivers that can handle the power and the excursion, whether it's a loudspeaker or it's a subwoofer, and it has a shallow high pass on it, you get a lot of room gain. And that's what I saw with my 21-inch sub from RBH Sound. I'm just going to show you this right here. The green trace is the sealed subwoofer from RBH added to my system, which all has vented subwoofers. You could see the amount of gain I'm getting below tuning, below 20 hertz or so from my main speakers when I add the subwoofer on top of that, the sealed subwoofer. Even though if you look at the CEA 2010 measurements of that sealed subwoofer, it doesn't look like it has a lot more output compared to the 1212 ported subwoofer from RBH. But when you stick this in a room, because of the shallow high pass of the sealed, just the nature of how a sealed system works, and the fact that the driver has a lot of excursion, you get a ton of room gain. And now I want to also preface the fact that I'm using a U-Mic 1, which is not very accurate below, about 10 hertz or so. So there's actually more bass than you're seeing in this graph. You have to get really specialized calibrated microphones if you want accuracy down to 10 hertz, down to 5 hertz. So yeah, I just wanted to do this quick video. We're going to be doing a formal first listening video of the Arendal Sound 1528 Tower 8. I'm just going to tell you, based on my initial listening impressions in Michael's house, that the bass was very tight, very delineated, and there was good extension. I was just very pleased at how clean the bass was. But if you want to learn more about this listening experience, you're going to have to wait for us to edit the video, publish it online, and then you can give us some comments. So guys, if you like this video, please hit the thumb up, hit subscribe. Don't forget about our Patreon channel at patreon.com/audioholics. We appreciate your support. You get direct access to me if you want to suggest video topics. And please check out Youthman's channel and check out Jay Ziagi's channel. I really appreciate both of them coming to our rescue to be able to give us some information on the 1528 since we didn't have the review samples in. I love the fact that we were able to collaborate with these other YouTube channels. And if you guys like that, hit the thumb up, hit subscribe, give some comments. And until next time, my friends, keep listening.